biggest issues of role-playing is you see a cover of a book, you go out and buy it, you bring it home, you read the rules, and you utterly hate it. Or, worse, you read the rules, it looks good, you then play it, and you then hate it. And this is where things like Humble Bundle or Bundle of Holding come in and help you actually get in and find out whether you're going to like a book for really next to no money at all. So over my shoulder here, we see Outgunned, which is designed to be a fast action role-playing game, which it uses pools of D6, which a lot of people do seem to like. But more importantly, it does allow you to replicate any sort of action movies, sort of John Wick, John Woo, even down to things like Pirates of the Caribbean. It's got lots of other themes that can be easily attached to it. So I'm going to show you in this video, in the link, where you can actually pick up that, plus a load more books, actually for cheaper than buying the core rulebook itself. Now, the website is called Bundle of Holding, which I think some people may or may not have heard of. I think Humble Bundle is the one that most people tend to follow, but Bundle of Holding is pretty much the same sort of thing. But currently now, with time of recording, we've got about just over 16 days to go. We can pick up the Outgunned adventure. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk through what's included. And then at the end of this video, I'm going to show you the core rulebook so you can actually see what's included. Give you it's not going to do a full review. I do need to get a review of this excellent book done. Slight spoiler, I do quite like this. And then I can sort of show you, and then you can make up your own mind whether this is something you actually want to back. But as you can see here, you can pick up Outgunned Action Flick 1 and 2 for $12.95. Now, this is PDF, but the money saved, theoretically, if you do like it, you could always go on to places like Lulu and actually buy a physical copy. Or just, actually, this is so cheap, you could just go and buy a physical copy and you're not really going to be that out of pocket. But you can almost try this for free. But Outgunned here, and the two themed books. The game itself, it relies on rolling a pool of D6. You're going to take a stat and an attribute, take the dice pool, roll a bunch of D6, and you're looking to get pairs. So, well, actually, realistically, the same number, if that makes sense. And you either want 2 of a kind, 3, 4, 5 of a kind. You get to re-roll up to 2 different times. If you're aware of the dice game Yahtzee, you've got the system. There's a little bit more to it, but in essence, that's it. But it says here, it's going to be inspired by Die Hard, True Lies, Kingsman. It's going to allow you to do all of these sort of things. So if I just click here, you'll see we're going to get the core rulebook included. Now, this just takes you through to TTRPG, which is where I assume you're going to download them from, because, all of these are TTRPG sort of links here. And they are obviously, as I said, PDFs, not physical copies. But the core rulebook comes in at 224 pages. It's won variety of awards here. And it's going to talk about, Atomic Blonde, James Bond, that sort of thing. And as you can see from the artwork, it's very, very good looking book. But you don't just get the core rulebook on this link here. You then get Action Flicks version 1. This is still within the $12.95. And what this is it's 208 page book that's going to allow you to put themes on it. Now, you're going to see some of these themes. Some will seem very familiar, I'd imagine. Ghost Hunters, Great Powers here, Weirder Things. You can see what they did. These are little sort of mini expansions, as you can see, and it's like a plug-in for the game. So, because the main core rulebook it's sort of setting agnostic, so you can play whatever you want. But so realistically, you're going to want one of these action flicks, but why not get both? That makes me sound like a market salesman. I don't mean it like that, but for the $12.95, you're going to get both, and that's going to add other things like the Wild West in here, Star Knights, some sort of dinosaur. I can't work out what that's actually going to say. We've got post-apocalyptic world here, Quack Tales, Army of Darkness inspired. So yeah, that's going to give you a good chunk to actually try it out for $12.95. But wait, there's more. Yeah, that's a famous line from the film. If you go to $26.16 in dollars, you're going to level it up and get some bonus content. You're going to get the Outgunned Companion Adventure book, The World of Killers, and Project Medusa and Fall of Atlantis. So the Outgunned Adventure module, very Indiana Jones style. It's going to allow you to, play pulp adventures in the setting. So it's things like the Immortal Indiana Jones, the Mummy, and then we've got the second book here, so the World of Killers, which that does look very John Wick. Yeah, Leon, Assassin's Creed, Hitman, 5 new roles, new special role, all the rules and stuff for that. We then get 2 adventures. We've got Project Medusa included, which is 64-page adventure divided into 3 one-shots. And finally, The Fall of Atlantis, which is 68 pages on this one. Again, 3 adventures divided into 3 one-shots. That is a huge amount of value, and it will allow you just to get in and try whether you really like Outgunned. Say, if you like it and you're a physical copy kind of guy, you can go and grab the physical copies from there. If you don't like it, you really haven't spent a lot of money just to try it out. So as promised, let's have a look at the core rulebook. So I'd say this isn't going to be a full review, but I really do need to get a full review of this done at some stage. But it comes in at 226 pages. But I'm just going to show you a little bit of sort of what goes on here. It's designed by Two Little Mice, which I believe is an Italian company, and it's been produced now by Free League Publishing. But nice, clean. It's a very crisp and clear contents and the way the book's worked. But so it talks about the director's cut and what you can do, the idea of the characters. But what I want to do is just sort of show you the character sheet here. So within the character sheet, you've got attributes and skills. So, for example, if you're going to fight someone, you're going to take your brawn here and fight, and you get, again, 3d6, you're going to roll them, and you're going to look at them for pairs. And as you can see, you're probably not going to do too well initially, but you can add things on for equipment and tropes and people helping. I think the minimum, I'm sure I read somewhere, the minimum is 2 dice. Maximum you're ever going to get is 9 to actually roll in a pool. So if you look at this, you're going to get an additional 3 dice potentially in there. And you're going to get different sort of roles or classes for your characters. So we're going to get things like commandos. It's going to give you jobs, some catchphrase, some flaws, ideas of where your main attributes points are going to go, and some skills and some additional feats in here. Fight at the ace, agent, even the face actually looks cool in this one. Nobody, brain, sleuth, criminal, the spy. I just want to find, to just quickly get into the rule section, because that's quite good. Here we go, time for action. So say you're going to build a pool made of attributes and skills, and then you're going to do, if you get 2 of the same face, because you can use different colours, like you don't have to use normal d6 as long as all 6 faces are different. So 2 of a kind is going to give you a basic, 3 of a kind critical, 4 of a kind extreme, impossible. If you can actually manage to pull that off, you will get 5 of a time for impossible. And basic is normally going to be a success. Then additional things beyond there are going to make you do it faster, quicker. You can divide these into multiple attacks as well. So if you do so a 2 of a kind and then a 3 of a kind, you could theoretically do a second attack that round. Talks then about the different types of successes and how difficult it is, but then saying about the rerolls is you can reroll. So as long as you get a success, you can then reroll them again to try and look for additional successes, and you can do that up to twice. But I say I'm just sort of screaming here through the rules, just give you an idea of the art and things like that that's actually included in here. But I'd say I've not actually played this yet or created characters. I've had a read through. I did play the original one, which was Broken Compass, which I liked, but that just seems to have sort of disappeared and no one sort of talks about it anymore. But so this theme, I think, is going to be a little bit more appealing, especially if you are picking up sort of the movie flicks, to just add whichever one. And, you know, if you're unsure which to get, because, say, normally these are about, I think they're about $35 US per book, you can sort of pick up nearly everything in there for the price of the core rulebook. Saying if you decide you don't like it, I don't really think you've spent that much money to find out you don't like it. It's not like buying a physical book and then, I suppose you could argue that you've still got the physical book to sell, but you're not going to get your money back. But that's so much value in there. That's it. Go and I would go and have a look at this. It does look and read very well. Say, played the original Broken Compass, which was good. Didn't like the theme as much as I think I'm going to like this one. And also, when you do get the physical copies, A5 books, they're really becoming something that I like now over the standard A4 books. They're a lot more convenient, and I'm starting to find them easier to read in my old age. Maybe it's just me. But if you've enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe to the channel. Go and subscribe to my main channel, which is Dungeons and Dyslexia, and I'll link that in the comment section as well. And I'll see you on the next video. Thank you for watching.